Good evening and welcome to King Arena. I'm Andrew Pickin alongside Caleb Springer, here to bring you this game of CCIW women's basketball between the Wheaton College Thunder and the Carroll University Pioneers. Carroll so far on the year is 1-11, their only win coming at home, and it was in their last game. Wheaton College Thunder 9-3 so far, 3-1 in conference play, and they lost their last game against Illinois Wesleyan, a real nail-biter, 66-65.
Yeah, it was a tough game. Katie McDaniels really struggled. She was uncharacteristically bad from the field. She was 0 of 12. Ellie Zeller had a great game, though. She had 19 points in 16 minutes, so that kept them in the game. But, yeah, it was a disappointing loss, and we'll see if they can bounce back here tonight against Carroll.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Caleb, what do they have to do tonight, bouncing back off a loss? Obviously, Carroll 1-11 this year, not doing the things that they would like to do, but what do you see Wheaton needing to do coming off that loss tonight?
They just need to be focused and need to come out with a lot of energy. They need to make Carroll uncomfortable because Carroll turns the ball over a lot, 22 per game, and they also shoot just 37% from the field. So they need to make all shots difficult and get out in transition and get a big lead early to bounce back from last week.
It appears we are going to have the national anthem in a second, so we'll take a break as that begins, and we'll be back right after.
At this time, let's meet the starting lineups. First, for the visiting Pioneers of Carroll University. Wearing number 4, a sophomore from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Meredith Polzin. Number 5, a sophomore from Racine, Wisconsin, Sarah Hartle. Number 10, a freshman from Racine, Wisconsin, Kaylee Coker. Number 22, a junior from Antigua, Wisconsin, Brittany Wald. And number 50, a junior from Mondovi, Wisconsin, Morgan Lund. The Pioneers are coached by Lindsay Schultz. And now the starting lineup for your Wheaton College Thunder. Wearing number 10, a senior from Shoreview, Minnesota, Katie McDaniels. Number 11, a senior from Champaign, Illinois, Chantel Meacham. Number 14, a sophomore from Champaign, Illinois, Devin Kyler. Number 22, a junior from St. Anthony, Minnesota, Kelly Lawson. And number 24, a junior from Wheaton, Illinois, Maggie Dansdale. The Thunder are coached by Kent Madsen.
So there you have it, your starting lineups for the Wheaton College Thunder side. Katie McDaniels, Chantel Meacham, Devin Kyler playing the forward position, Kelly Lawson, Maggie Dansdale, and Carroll University. Number 4, Meredith Polzin, 5, Sarah Hartle, 10, Kaylee Coker, 22, Brittany Wald, and 50, Morgan Lund. As we look forward into this game, Carroll a little short. They didn't travel everyone. They've got 8 players here, it looks like. How do you think that's going to factor into this game, Caleb?
Yeah, they're short on players. They're also short in height. Their tallest player is 5'9", and their leading rebounder is Brittany Wald, who is 5'6", who's a 5'6" guard. So I fully expect Wheaton to take advantage of the height difference in the rebounding battle and in post-up situations.
No doubt about it, Caleb. And here we have our opening tip-off between number 50 Lund and 14 Devin Kyler. Wheaton won the tip, but it's back to Carroll now. The Pioneers have it to start with number 5 Hartle over to number 22 Wald. Wald leading scorer for this side, 15.5 points per game. She drives, kicks it out. Number 4 Meredith Polzin hits the 3. Wheaton back the other way, over to Kelly Lawson. Finds McDaniels up top. She drives, takes it over, but is a charge called. Did look like number 50 Lund was set there. It's a good call from what I saw.
Yeah, Wheaton needs to avoid giving up those open shots like the one last time from Polzin. Carroll's typically not a great shooting team, but any team that shoots open shots will knock them down at this level.
No doubt about it. Ball now with number 10, Coker. Ball going the other way with Katie McDaniels. She's got some space. Goes into Coker, unable to finish. Rebounded by Wald, coming the other way. Dish to Lund. She goes up with the left hand, and it's good.
Yeah, missed layup for McDaniels, and then a charge call. Poor start for Wheaton offensively.
In her last game, she went 0 of 12 from the field. Only points she got were from the free throw line as Kyler puts that shot in to get the Wheaton Thunder side going. But she didn't play very well last game.
No, I fully expect her to come back with a great game. She's a great player. She's proven it. Another turnover from Carroll. That's 2 turnovers already for the Pioneers. I expect Wheaton to continue to put ball pressure and deny passing lanes to make Carroll uncomfortable.
Turnover from Brittany Wald. That's number 76 on the year. Kelly Lawson shoots the 3. A little too much on it. Maggie Dansdale hustled for the rebound, but it goes out of bounds.
I really like the high-low action, especially with Carroll's small team down to Kyler from Meacham a couple possessions ago. I fully expect him to go back to that.
Yeah, it's really tough with Wheaton as a 3-point shooting team as Dansdale gets that rebound. Wheaton accustomed to 3-point shooting and doing that really well, but with their height, you're right, they should use that advantage this game. McDaniels driving to her left, has open space, and that's what we're used to seeing Katie McDaniels do.
Yeah, that's classic Katie McDaniels. Driving, finishing with the left.
Brittany Wald looking for someone to pass to. Finally finds Hartle over the Lund. Offense looks a little stagnant from Carroll right now. Not much movement. And the turnover to Dansdale. Kelly Lawson shoots the 3. Not quite. Rebound to Hartle. Brittany Wald commanding her team, trying to get some movement going.
Another turnover.
Meacham out to Lawson. Another open shot. Decides to drive this time. Kick it to Meacham. Puts up the 3, and it's good.
Yeah, Katie McDaniels has gotten the free throw record at Wheaton this year, and Chantel's chasing the 3-point record. Now she's just 11 threes away from the all-time record for made threes in Wheaton College history.
And really much better from Wheaton that time as a foul is called. No, that's a travel rather. But really much better movement to get into the lane and then kick out to get those 3s.
Yeah, growing up, coaches always preach that. You know, the inside-out 3s typically are shot at a great percentage, and that was a great example there.
You as a player always enjoy that kick out.
Oh, absolutely.
McDaniels now dragged her pivot foot apparently. Thunder side just need to slow down a little bit. Into the game, Ellie Zeller and Jordan Myroth out of the game, Kelly Lawson and Maggie Dansdill. Ball now over to Wald. She's trying to find some space, shoots it over 3 defenders and can't find much space there. Now McDaniel's bringing the ball up. Kicks to Myroth, over to Kyler, to Meacham, back down to Kyler, but pass floated a little too far once again. Sorry, I missed another player, but it's Hannah Klein into the game for the Carroll side. It was number 4, Polzine, who's taking a quick rest. Here's Klein up top left. Almost another turnover there. And that time, Zeller created some space, thought she had the steal there and the advantage, but the ball goes back to Carroll and Klein will throw it in. This is really an important game as Katie McDaniels knocks that out of bounds. Important game for Wheaton to get back onto their winning ways, and also tied for first place in the CCIW right now. You want to be able to push yourself to that top mark if you're the Wheaton side.
Yeah, especially at home. You can't lose at home if you want to win the CCIW, as Wheaton knows.
Here comes Wald and got an armbar call. Looks like Meacham.
It looked a little soft to me, but we'll see on the replay. Yeah, that's a little soft.
Little hand on the hip, not sure that should have been called, but the ball goes Carroll's way here.
They do call it, you just got to keep your hands up or to the side. You can't really use that arm bar on the perimeter anymore.
The 7-5 score has been around for quite some time now as McDaniels will try to change that, going up the court very quickly. And it was the Carroll defender, number 32, Molly Steffen, who did not turn around in time. And that's just an easy layup. That's going to be 2 every time for McDaniels.
Yeah, your focus, if you're Carroll, has to be on McDaniels, especially in transition. You got to stop her first.
These passes do not look super convincing from the Carroll side. Saw Lung just kind of let it go a little too quickly there. We also have a travel. It's going to go Wheaton's way.
Yeah, Wheaton plays great position defense, denying passing lanes, and they're always in help side. So if you're stagnant on offense like Carroll's been, it's going to be tough, especially on the person with the ball. They can feel kind of stuck at times.
Into the game is Jill Berg for Devin Kyler. Jill Berg hasn't seen a lot of time so far this season, but will get some valuable minutes here as they want to continue to rotate in their height.
She's going to be a great player as she develops. She was a great high school player. She's actually the all-time leading block leader in Illinois State high school history. So she'll be a great player for years to come for Wheaton.
Wheaton players getting in the passing lane as McDaniels takes it up the court. Another out-of-control take, but Berg is able to take it up for the foul, and she'll head to the line for 2.
Yeah, so many offenses start with a pass to the wing like that, and if you can make that pass hard, it really can stagnate an offense, and that's what's happened so far in this game, with Katie McDaniels especially denying that pass and getting steals and forcing turnovers.
Jill Berg misses her first. She's only taken 3 free throws on the year now. She's made 1 of them. Like I said, just not a lot of experience in the game for her. Only averages 8 minutes per game. She misses the second. Jordan Myroth hustles for the rebound though. Able to find Kelly Thornton, who's just into the game. Gets it to Zeller. Drives into the lane. And we've got a blocking call. Looks like it's Klein.
Yeah, getting Ellie Zeller back this semester is a big addition for this Wheaton team. Adding a veteran guard who's been through it all will certainly help, especially as they get down the stretch.
No doubt about it. And last year she wasn't able to play as much as McDaniels takes it up and gets fouled. She wasn't able to play very much last year, dealing with injury. Here we see Jordan Myroth working that back cut to Katie McDaniels. Her first one's good.
Yeah, great recognition by McDaniels there to cut off the post feed. A lot of times that's open because everyone's focused on the girl in the post.
Ellie Zeller fought for it. In the end, unable to get it. Klein will throw it into Wald for Carroll. Carroll's held on to these 5 points for quite some time. They're trying these back cuts, but not really finding any separation right now.
That was great help from Berg to intercept that back cut. Great finds. Beautiful play by McDaniels to draw the second defender and dish it off to Myroth there for the bucket. Wheaton's really gotten on a good run here, and it's really come from their defense.
No doubt about it. Really good run from this side. It's also good to see Jordan Myroth on that play. She could have cut in faster, and I actually thought I wanted her to at first. But then when you see she was just kind of moseying into the lane, not letting a defender pick her up, so that in the end, she was much more open than if she would have sprinted to the hoop.
And that's something that Katie McDaniels is really good at doing, is drawing that second defender, because she can get by her defender almost at will. And it really puts a lot of pressure on the defense to stop the ball, and then it opens up opportunities to kick out for a three or a dump like that for a layup.
Back into the game for Carroll, we have Polzine. Wald will bring it up the floor. Ball to Carroll, rather. Pass into Brittany Wald. All the offense is run through her. Ball out to Klein, over to Wald. Tries to drive, but stopped by Zeller. Now Lund looking into the lane. Stops, pops, and rolls around and goes in.
Yeah, Morgan Lund hit the game-winning shot with 0.4 seconds left to beat Milliken for their first win. So she's coming off of an exciting game.
And also Lindsay Schultz, the head coach for Carroll. Great high-low passing, just like you're talking about there. Berg gets the score. But Lindsay Schultz in her first head coaching season as an NCAA coach. And she recently, as you just said, got her first win as an NCAA head coach in her last game. Wald shoots the three off the mark. McDaniels with the board. Navigating her way. Finds Thornton in the corner. Down to Zeller. Again to Berg. Unable to get that bucket. Here comes Wald all by herself. But she didn't do that pro hop. She really took a couple steps instead. Into the game now, Chantel Meacham for Katie McDaniels and Maggie Danstill in for Ellie Zeller.
I would like to see Wheaton continue to use that high-low, because with a team like Carroll, who's pretty short, it's really difficult to front the post while also getting around for that high-low. It's been an effective play so far for Wheaton.
Thornton backs it out, looks for some space. Passes to Meacham. Meacham looking for something. Has to take a step back three. Not quite. Myroth with the board and puts it back up. And there's that height you're talking about, Caleb.
Yeah, they've been dominating the rebounding category so far. And that really helps. It's really demoralizing as a defense to give up offensive rebounds, especially after pretty good defensive possession.
Chantel Meacham bringing the ball up. Minute 36 left. Myroth puts it up. No good. I've seen a few missed layups from the Wheaton side so far.
Yeah, those can't happen.
It's a three-pointer shot from number 10, Coker, unable to hit Meacham the other way. Meacham does that stutter step, takes it to the rim, off again. Berg using her height over to Danstill. Easy free throw line jumper, that's two. 1 minute left. Gotta imagine Carroll's looking to go on some type of run here on almost another turnover there. That's a good block from Joe Berg. That's what you're talking about, that blocking ability from high school has carried over to the next level.
She has very long arms, and she's really good at timing it up. Having a presence inside like that's really valuable for a team because they can be more aggressive on the perimeter knowing they have a shot blocker to have their back.
Got a foul. Might be on Kelly Lawson. She's just into the game as well as Devin Kyler for Wheaton.
If Dansdale can just keep her arms up here, it wouldn't be a foul. It's when you swipe down that they always call a foul. Yeah, right there, you just got to make that shot tough, and she probably won't make it because that's a tough shot surrounded by 3 people. Can't bail her out by really swiping down at the ball.
Well, and makes her second 1 of 2 from the line. She's a 76% free throw shooter so far this year. Wheaton could work a 2 for 1 here with the timing they've got. 25 on the shot clock, 41 on the game clock. Ball into Kelly Lawson. Dribbles around, finds Dansdale, kicks out to Meacham. She resets. 10 seconds on the shot clock now to Lawson. Dansdale gets around. Got a foul on the floor.
But now look at the last shot. So that was a costly foul for Carroll, as they probably won't get the ball back this quarter.
That's if Wheaton uses the clock well. Lawson dribbling over to Dansdale. 15 seconds left. Kick out to Meacham, wide open 3. And she hits it, rattles it in. That's certainly a pass you can't, or a shot you can't pass up there.
They don't even realize there's 2 seconds left.
That shot ends up being nowhere close from Hartle, and that's the end of the first quarter. Wheaton College 23, Carroll Pioneers 8.
Yeah, Wheaton has really dominated after the first 5 points were scored by Carroll, going on a 23-3 run. It was just their defense that really translated into offensive points. Yeah, just making things hard for Carroll, just like we talked about in the pregame. Carroll has a tendency to turn the ball over and take some bad shots, and that's exactly what's happened so far.
Yeah, it looks like to me for the Carroll side, they should be looking to move the ball a little bit more. We saw Wheaton do some of that penetrate and dish. They could benefit a little bit from that, especially lacking their height, trying to find that three-point stroke that they might dig a little deep to find, but need to find it somewhere. I mean, they've got some good shooters from 3. Sarah Hartle's 42% on the year so far. You got Brittany Wald at 36%, so finding those players and getting them to hit would probably be something they'd want to do the rest of this game.
Yeah, I really like seeing Chantel Meacham being aggressive. She's only averaging 7 points a game, which is a little lower than what she normally averages. And so I like to see her being aggressive because she's a great shooter, one of the best in Wheaton history. So to get her the ball, the chance to fire up some threes, it will most likely lead to 3 points for Wheaton.
Quick checkup on the Wheaton North Park game. These are the men playing over in Chicago. We have Ricky Samuelson with 6 points in the game so far. Wheaton's losing 19-32 in that men's game over in northern Chicago, and so we'll keep you posted on that game as this game continues as well. Ball over to McDaniels, now to Meacham inside. Out to McDaniels, over to Meacham, shoots the 3 in the corner. Couldn't quite get it to go. Rebound by Hartle. Over to number 10, Coker, who's driving and gets the foul call. Looked to be on Devin Kyler. We'll see here.
Yeah, you just need to be better at stopping the ball in transition there. They allowed Coker to really just drive all the way to the bucket, kind of uncontested.
Yeah, I think if she's in front of her completely instead of off to the right a little bit, she probably would have been able to go without getting that call there. Coker misses both of those free throws, and now the ball to Meacham. McDaniels drives, sees Kyler. Kyler bobbles the ball, turns, gets Gets it to Dan still. Down low to Lawson. And she'll put it in. Doesn't seem like Wheaton's playing incredibly up-tempo like we're used to seeing, but they are finding those big-to-big passes. Coker driving again, this time a little out of control. Lawson got a piece of it, so it's out of bounds. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Inside the Polzin, inside the Lund. That's 2 quick fouls on Devin Kyler.
Yeah, there's no reason to reach over the top there. As you see here, there's no reason to reach over the top. Kyler has a lot of size on Lund, so it's kind of a careless foul by Kyler, especially after just picking one up.
Right, and you talk about she's got the position. She's already got her off the block. Just stay there, and if she wants to take that shot, that's okay. Chantel Meacham taking over a lot of the point guard duties for the last couple possessions as they run the play. Lawson with the shot. Couldn't quite hit it. Another battle for the rebound that goes Wheaton's way. Meacham thought about the shot, gets it to Lawson. Turns, fires, and gets it off the backboard.
That Carroll switched to a zone there, so Wheaton displayed a good ball movement and also a rebounding ability against his own.
Coker again forcing the issue, but throws it up a little out of control this time. McDaniel sets the offense.
Yeah, it's tough to stay in front of McDaniels, especially without fouling, as displayed there. Wald had to kind of reach out and stick her arm out to try to stop her from getting to the lane.
Refs keeping both teams honest on those armbar calls. Even though they seem a little soft, they're calling them both ways. Dan still out to Meacham, wide open. She'll hit another three. Chantel Meacham. That's another timeout from Lindsay Schultz, just trying to get her team organized again. 30-8 this Wheaton side.
Yeah, Meacham with 3 threes already. She's creeping up on the record for most threes in Wheaton history. Now she just needs 9, I believe.
I don't think we'd see that this game. just given the score at this point, and also that's a lot of 3-pointers.
Yeah.
But definitely something to keep track of for the next game and the game after. That's coming pretty quick.
Yeah, there's a lot of records that are in danger of being broken. Katie McDaniels is, before the game, she was 60 assists away and 354 points away from the all-time leader in those categories as well. There's a lot of great players for this Wheaton team. It's going to be exciting to see how they finish the year off. They're a dangerous team to play come tournament time.
Here's Hartle. Sit down to Lund. And we've got another foul on number 45. That's Mel Bremhorst.
We'll see here if she reaches over. Yeah,
she tried to play straight up, but did get her arms just a little bit over. I think we could agree. That's why Lund earned these free throws.
it is a very difficult thing to do. I was prone to fouling a lot, but these guys you got to stay straight up because it's a harder shot to make than you think, especially with Mel's size. For Lund to shoot over Mel instead of coming down and going for the block or the steal.
Lund, 1 of 4 from the free throw line on the day. Ball over to Katie McDaniels. The pick from Bremhorst. She'll go to her left, and another call. This time on Hartle. It's that armbar call again.
Yeah, Katie's so good at driving left. Yeah, it's just that arm. They're really calling that. Even if you don't make a lot of contact this game, if you even have it out, they're going to call it. You got to adjust.
Kind of a mismatch now for McDaniel. She floats it up with the right hand. No good. Rebound to Coker. She's running this fast break now. Coker initiates the contact and a great finish.
Yeah, she seems like she's really good at driving to the lane in transition. She's gotten fouled once and she scored there. Athletic move.
Ellie Zeller heads to the scorer's table as Maggie Dansdale runs this weave to the free throw line. Kicks to McDaniels. Takes a drive and moved both her feet. Called for the travel. Ellie Zeller coming into the game for Kelly Lawson. Jordan Myroth taking the place of Maggie Dansdale. And that really has been a huge thing for the team this year to have Jordan Myroth, a freshman, come in for Dansdale and do a lot of the same things, but Myroth even has more height.
Yeah, she's a really versatile player. She can, Coach Madsen says she can guard really all 5 positions. Oh. Myroth couldn't quite handle the ball and it goes out of bounds to Carroll. Yeah, Myroth, she kind of does everything. She doesn't really have like eye-opening stats or anything, but she can guard well and she's a good decision maker with the ball.
Yeah, it looked like on that play she was just trying to make sure she could keep it and continue with the ball. It's kind of like in football. You tell them to just fall on it. Don't pick up and run with it. And if she maybe would have just tried to stop there, she would have had it. Here goes Mel Brumhurst with the steal. Now to Meacham, takes it inside, floats it up. No good. Rebound by Myroth, and she's fouled.
Yeah, that's 4 or 5 now. Missed layups like that, but it was a good job by Myroth to get an extra possession and draw the foul. That's 3 fouls on Carroll, so 2 more, and Wheaton will be in the bonus.
Ball to Meacham. She's wide open on the play. Unable to hit. Missed her last 2 3-pointers. Ball being brought up now by Polzine over to Hartle. Looks for a pass, hits Coker. She'll launch a 3, and she hits.
Coker with a good game so far. She's just shooting 23% from 3 so far this season, but she's coming out aggressive.
Coker playing fearless in this game. We've seen her go down the court. She's not afraid to force the issue. She will take it into the lane, and she seems to forget the last possession that she's had in a good way, in the way that she'll take it back toward the rim, take another good take, even though she might have missed the last one. She's able to take another good one into the lane time and time again.
Yeah, and just as a freshman, she looks like she'll be a good player in the CCIW as she grows older and learns the college game a little better. So that's a name to keep an eye on. And she's second leading scorer on this team as just a freshman, like I said.
Yeah, she's got a lot of raw talent, raw ability, raw athleticism. If she, works on her technique a little bit, she'll be a lot better. Katie McDaniels bringing the ball up on Hartle. Ellie Zeller working on Lund. Have to think that's a mismatch. Now over to McDaniels, wide open. Elects not to take the shot, drives, hits the floater.
Katie's almost, I think she's better almost finishing with her left than her right.
It does seem like she's more comfortable that way. Hartle bringing the ball up, looking for something, finds.
Good help.
Good block there. Chantel Meacham bringing the ball up against Wald. Every Carroll player has been in the game now, and you'd have to think so if you only have 3 people on the bench, that you would go 3 deep and utilize everyone. But that's something to continue to watch, that they have had to use everybody so far this game.
And I can only imagine it's hard to practice with that few of players on your team. You can't really go 5-on-5. I know they don't have 2 of their players on the roster here, but that's a difficult thing to deal with.
Here comes Coker again. Dribbles it off of Ellie Zeller's foot, but is able to get it back. Passes over to Hartle, now to Wald. Wald doesn't see much. Takes it to her right, jumps, stops, and hits. If Carroll wants to get back into this game, they're going to have to see Wald doing more things like that. She took a shot like that earlier, but that was a better one, able to stop more on a dime. Comes Hartle, slows it down, waits for her team to get up. Takes it over to Lund. Knocked out by McDaniels. Kelly Thornton into the game for Chantel Meacham. Meacham having a good game, missed the last couple shots, but get her back, head back in it, and she'll be all right. Wall dribbling slowly on the outside. Stefan finds Coker. Coker gets her on board and is fouled by Ellie Zeller.
Yeah, once again, this was a good cut off the screen by Coker, and the toughness to go get her own rebound and go back up strong. She's been impressive so far.
Jill Berg back into the game for Mel Bremhorst. Saw only good things from Jill Berg in that first quarter. Coker hits the second basket.
Let's see if Wheaton can get a good shot here. The last couple of possessions, they've been a little careless with the ball.
Daniels takes it in the lane and is fouled. She'll have 2 shots ahead. It's interesting, you see Carroll switching all the time, even on the bigs, you know, from a little player to a big player. Wouldn't you think you would want to capitalize on that if you were the Wheaton side?
Yeah, absolutely. I think they have a little bit, but you can always capitalize more on those switches. From the guard's perspective, they have a bigger player on them, so Katie can get to the basket, but also from a post perspective, to have a small player, you can dump it down low. Yeah, Carroll's kind of, they do have a little size, but they're all kind of the same height anyways, though. There's not a lot of range in their heights on the court.
You're not wrong about that. Most of these players range from 5'6" to 5'8". Got number 3 in the game, Katie Anthony. Hartle puts up a 3, and it's good. Great shot from Hartle. That cuts it to a 12-point game. You look up, it's 32-20 with 3.5 minutes left in this first half.
Yeah, Hartle's their best three-point shooter percentage-wise, shooting 42% from 3 this year. So you gotta stay on her if you're Wheaton.
Zeller unable to hit that shot, throws up an air ball, go the other way. Be Klein throwing the ball into Hartle. That was not an open shot either. It was well contested. Great shot. Here's Wald on the side. Passes to Hartle up top. Hartle looking to drive. Finds Lund, but she moved her feet a little too quickly.
And as we expected, Carroll struggling a little bit with taking care of the ball. They had 8 turnovers in the first quarter, and they've only added that number here in the second. Wheaton's really been able to capitalize off those turnovers as well.
Into the game, we see Jordan Myroth as well as Maggie Danstill. Ball over to Danstill. Forces the issue, and she'll find a foul. She will go to the line. Maggie Danstill makes her first free throw. And the second. Here comes Hartle. Under 3 minutes left to go in this first half. Wheaton 34, Carroll 20. Here's Wald looking to find Lund inside. Just too many arms. Lund puts up the shot. No good. Meacham will bring it up. Finds Kelly Thornton, who slows it down a bit. Over to Myroth, now driving. Over to Berg. Unable to hit. Wald brings it down. This game getting a little more fast-paced. Hartle drives on Thornton and gets the foul. See the kick out from Wald here over to Hartle. See, Thornton just had that little jump there, and that was too much.
Yeah, you just have to be careful. You can't really put your arm out when you're defending anymore. It's been an emphasis of the NCAA for a couple of years now to stop those hand checks, to free up the game more. Sometimes they can look a little soft, but you got to know that they're looking for that. Hartle
with her second free throw, can't hit. It's Berg with the rebound over to Meacham. with McDaniels out of the game, she'll definitely be running the point guard duties. Dansdale, what a take. Takes it right into the body of Coker. Now Hartle bringing it the other way. Wall driving left, gets stopped, out to Coker, thinks about the shot, but the taller Berg on her. Coker driving to her right, unable to hit. Good defense by Berg. Myroth spins, finds Dansdale for the jump shot. Kicks over to Berg. Out to Thornton, deadly three-point shooter. Couldn't get it to go. Now the ball the other way with Polzin over to Hartle. Wide open Coker, and she'll hit it. Cuts the score to 12, minute 20 left. 36-24. Wheaton Thunder are up.
Yeah, Carroll's really made this a game. They're actually winning this quarter by 3.
That'll be a foul on the baseline. Kelly Thornton will go to the free throw line here. Just gives her a left hand and she's able to go into Coker a bit there.
Yeah, Carroll only had 8 points after the first quarter, so they've really opened up this game, scoring 16 points so far this quarter. They've done a better job of taking care of the ball and sharing the basketball and getting open shots against Wheaton.
Free throws an issue for both teams in this game so far. We've seen a couple times Jordan Myroth get down into the paint and also running the break at 5'11". What does that do for your team?
Oh, it's great. I mean, she's been really active on the O boards, and she's a great passer too. We've seen that. She's had a lot of good dump downs to players for layups.
Sarah Hartle running the point guard duties for this quarter so far. Wald running the 2. Now Polzin driving to her right. Dansdale with the help, defense. Finds that block. Myroth to Thornton in the corner. No good. Lid on the basket for that three-point shot for the Thunder in this quarter so far. Wald takes a 3. Couldn't quite get it to go. 32 seconds left. About a 4-second differential here. Thunder might want to hold this ball and try to take about the last shot of this half. Berg pops out to Thornton, tries to drive, finds Berg, but couldn't handle it. Just threw it a bit too low. Now Wald bringing the ball down with 10 seconds. Polzin will fire a 3, but it's short. Myroth 5 seconds, bringing the ball down the court. Has to put it up, does, and it's just off the rim. Well, that's it for this first half. The Wheaton Thunder 37, Carroll 24. Carroll really putting up a fight coming off their first win of the season, and Wheaton coming off that tough loss to Iwu might need to wake up, kind of like you talked about at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, they got off to a great start, leading 23-8 after the first quarter, but they kind of got sluggish there in the second quarter. I'm sure Coach Madsen isn't too pleased with that effort, but nonetheless, they have a 13-point lead in a CCIW game, and really it's just all about winning at this point in the season. So yeah, Wheaton, a little sluggish second quarter, but they've done a good job of causing turnovers and getting points in transition.
No doubt about it. They've got a lot to work with going into the next half, up 13. Again, I'm Andrew Pitkin with Caleb Springer, and we'll be back in about 14 minutes, rather 12 minutes probably, to give you this game.
the Wheaton College mission are Wheaton College students. The young men and women God has called to our campus for education, apprenticeship, and discipleship. Students whose minds and hearts the living Christ has entrusted us to prepare for kingdom service that transforms the world. Whether they are called to the classroom or the boardroom, whether they serve impoverished communities in Africa or grace the concert halls of Europe, whether they preach from the pulpit or confess Christ in the coffee shop, Wheaton students are at the forefront of Christian leadership, growing families and building communities, using their knowledge and faith in service to the church and the world. Today's Wheaton students stand on the shoulders of many faithful servants who have gone before, a great cloud of witnesses whose testimonies challenge us all to give the love of Jesus Christ to a world with needs that will not wait. Now I invite you to join us in a comprehensive campaign to make every student's Wheaton education more remarkable, more relevant, and more reachable, not only today, but also for generations to come. When you join us in supporting Wheaton's From the Heart for the Kingdom capital campaign, you invest in a liberal arts education that is rare and precious. Together we will build on our commitment to academic excellence, grounded in the person and work of Jesus Christ, carried out in state-of-the-art facilities and encompassing the full spectrum of the arts and sciences. Together we will empower each student to articulate a clear biblical and personal understanding of vocation, providing the tools that kingdom servants need to fulfill their God-given callings. We will expand student access to diverse and deeply enriching learning opportunities on campus and beyond, preparing them to address the complexities of a globally connected world. Together, we will enable students of all social, racial, economic, and geographic backgrounds to flourish by keeping a Wheaton College education affordable and providing not only a warm welcome, but also a true home for every qualified Christian student. Now, more than ever, Wheaton College depends on you, loyal alumni, parents, and friends, to support the capacious vision of learning for all of life that is at the heart of Christian liberal arts education. This rare and precious endeavor requires extraordinary engagement from kingdom-minded Christians who champion Wheaton's mission to prepare young leaders who have a passionate commitment to live from the heart for the kingdom.
I think a lot of today tries to emphasize how much you need to be the individual and how much you need to kind of have your plan set out for you as soon as you reach the end of high school. Vanguard just kind of popped out of nowhere, and the idea of a gap year, spending it in the woods, and I felt like I just needed to take some time away from the kind of rigorous academic world just to kind of recenter myself. I feel like this is probably one of the best decisions I've ever made, was to take a gap year.
For me, going right to college was really kind of a scary thought because I didn't know what I wanted to major in, what I wanted to do. So taking a gap year was a really good chance for me to just grow and mature a little more before going to college.
Once a month we would have professors from Wheaton come up and run a seminar, and those were exploring big questions of faith or big questions that millennials face.
Also, just the Vanguard community itself is really tight, and like we became kind of like a family.
I'm very thankful for these people who are willing to push me, but just care for me so deeply, and definitely I think something unique to this place, to Honey Rock, and to Vanguard as a program.
Basically, the whole year was one immersion trip, being here in the Northwoods and interacting with the local community here. Another was going to the Dominican Republic.
It was learning and delving deeper into my faith, but without grades and without this pressure that I've always felt to perform. And I think having the opportunity to learn in such an intimate setting has influenced me in a really positive way.
I think what Vanguard does is it helps you to really discover your true potential and help you to kind of define your own calling.
It's a year of your life, yeah, and you might think, oh, this will set me behind all my friends, but it won't. At this stage in life, you're still so young, and there's still so much time to explore the world and to see what you want to study, and you'll have your 4 years of college, but you don't need to rush into that.
The person I am now compared to the person at the beginning is different in a lot of ways, but probably one of the most important ways would just be less anxiety about the future and more of just like present-mindedness and openness to what God is doing and like what His plan is from here.
Yeah, I definitely think looking back on it, taking a gap year and doing Vanguard was the best decision of my life.
I'm Andrea DeMoss.
Stephen Westich.
I'm Monica Gomez.
My name's Austin Farrell.
I found Wheaton my senior year of high school, and I remember thinking there's no possible way I could afford this school.
I did look at the price tag, and I did think I probably can't go here. You know, you never know what opportunities God will open up to make a place affordable for you to go. And so I decided to continue to pursue it.
I received my acceptance letter and I cried when that day. I remember it perfectly. But then reality struck and I just thought, how am I supposed to pay for that?
A woman in my church said, if you get into Wheaton, they're gonna make a way for you to get through. They're going to find some financial scholarship or loan that's gonna help me get all the way through. And I remember thinking, okay, that's a joke. There's no way.
So I applied and I got 2 letters, memorable letters. One was from the admissions office saying I got in. And I thought, that's brilliant.
But the more important letter was the one I got from the financial aid department that said, "You got in, but you can come."
My dad is a pastor full-time, so we didn't really have the capacity to pay for that. So we started to pray a lot, and I got in contact with the financial aid office.
The people in financial aid, they're so personal with me, and they've sat down with me and talked to my mom and jumped through every hoop with me and assured me that they're gonna help me make it through, that we're gonna figure out whatever angle we can to help me get a Wheaton education and be able to graduate.
I ended up getting enough help from Wheaton to actually attend and go to this school, which was amazing for me. And I'm so happy that I did because of the educational opportunities, the Christian growth opportunities, the world perspective and change in perspective and challenging perspective that I'm experiencing. Wheaton College really seeks to bless its students to experience all it has.
Welcome back to King Arena for the CCIW women's basketball matchup between the Carroll Pioneers and Wheaton College Thunder. Score is Wheaton 37, Carroll 24 so far in this half. And so far it's been the points in the paint that have really made the difference.
Yeah, Wheaton has 24 points in the paint compared to Carroll's 6. They've gotten a lot of easy shots down low, and they've even missed a lot of layups, so the score could be a bigger deficit.
And then we also talked about Carroll's short bench only having 8 players. That's also showing a bit of an impact in this game.
Absolutely. They have 0 bench points too, so they don't have much of a presence off the bench. And that puts a lot of pressure on the starters to really carry the team, especially with Wheaton's depth, playing 10 players so far. Yeah, it's been a difficult challenge for Carroll, and it'll only get harder as the game progresses and they get more and more fatigued.
Wheaton coming off a pretty poor second quarter shooting-wise, 31.3%. As Polzine is set to throw it into Hartle. Maggie Dan still guarding Hartle. But Wheaton will want to come out with a different, the same way they were playing in the first quarter is the way they're going to want to play. They're going to want to slow down players like Coker, who has the ball here now. Lund looking for someone, finds Polzine. Polzine finds no one, looking for Coker, throws it out of bounds.
Yeah, we've seen that 3 or 4 times where Carroll just throws the ball out of bounds because they can't pass it to the wing to start their offense. So great job by Lawson there to deny that pass.
Dansdale, the easy finish, great play there drawn up by Madsen.
Yeah, great curl cut there by Dansdale and an impressive finish with the left hand.
Lund passes around to Polzine. Lots of just around the arc passing right now for Carroll. Coker's trying to get in the lane, passes to Hartle. Goes inside. We've got a foul called on Dansdale.
Yeah, once again, it's that hand check. As Dansdale tries to stop her from driving middle, she kind of, that's not a lot, but yeah, it's a little soft, but they've been calling it, so you got to adjust to them.
That is the second on Dansdale, something to watch. McDaniel's going down the court, gets tripped up on her own feet. A battle for the ball between Meacham and Walt and Coker. Jump ball will go to Wheaton. Katie McDaniels trying to set up the offense after a successful first possession. Here comes Meacham into the lane, driving and scores. She's got 11 points on the game now, asserting herself on the inside there.
Yeah, it's great to see Meacham being aggressive like that, driving to the lane and getting an easy bucket.
Easy steal for Dansdale as Coker threw it away. Now to McDaniels, but takes it out of bounds. We'll go with the Pioneers.
Yeah, they were a little close there on that fast break. You like to create space and stay wide. It's tough to make that pass because the Carroll defender could guard both of them at the same time.
Into the game is Klein for Brittany Wald. Wald not having the game she's used to. 2 points in this game. She usually averages 15.5 per game. So coach might just want to give her some time to figure out how she's going to get to the rim a little bit more. Meacham wasn't looking for that pass, now has it over to Dansdale, who's driving, goes to her left, kicks out to Kyler, shoots the three off the back iron. Polzine down the right side of the floor, over to Coker. Hartle driving to Lund. Elbow jumper is off the mark. Kyler with another board.
Yeah, Wheaton's really started off this half well defensively. Looks a lot like the first quarter, where they're making things difficult on Carroll, causing turnovers and shots that Carroll doesn't necessarily want to take.
Devin Kyler, the rebounds leader on this team. She's got 92 so far this year. The second closest is McDaniels with 44, so clearly a player that takes over a lot of the rebounding for this team. Meacham has a three on the outside. No good. She's gone cold recently, but started off very hot in this game in the first quarter. Hartle finds Wald, who sat on the bench very briefly, and gets that jump and stop pull up. She's got 4 points in the game. McDaniels takes it on her right side, can't finish. Kyler has the easy board, puts it in for two. And Wheaton extending their lead now to 17.
Even though they missed that layup, it drew a lot of attention, leaving Kyler wide open for the backside rebound of the layup.
Polzine pumps, drives to the middle. Hartle driving left, over Kyler, and it's good.
An impressive left-handed hook shot right there over Kyler. That's not an easy thing to do.
There's a foul on Wald, but she is down. I think she took a hit in the stomach possibly.
Yeah, I think it knocked the wind out of her.
Never feels good. As they check on her, we'll check on the Wheaton men playing North Park. 51-64 with 15 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Aston Francis leading the Wheaton side with 12 points. Luke Peters has 9. Kobe Eichelberger with 8. On the North Park side, you see 18 points from Lake just taking over. McDaniels takes it to the right. Devin Kyler kicks out to Meacham, wide open again. And there is a lid on that basket for her since the second quarter. But offensive boards still helping the Thunder, as it is still their ball. You just see another arm bump, I suppose. It's what they've been calling this whole game.
Wow. I don't know how that ball got through, but another foul by Carroll. So now that means the next foul, Wheaton will be, well, Wheaton's in the bonus now. So they need to be aggressive and get to the line here, take advantage of being in the bonus this early in the quarter.
I'm not sure I agree with that foul call either after watching that replay. Pretty soft as the first goes in for McDaniels, but one appeared to be straight up. She was moving to the side, and if she moved in at all, that is a foul. But she looked pretty straight up to me there. McDaniels makes both. Hartle bringing it up the floor. Still a 17-point lead for the Thunder. Number 32 in the game, Steffen for Carroll University.
And that is great defense. That's how you avoid the arm bar. Moving your feet and getting in front of the defender and keeping your arms up forces a travel there. That's just how you teach it.
Katie McDaniels finds Meacham on the side. Carroll in this 2-3 zone again. McDaniels has the wide open three, but can't hit. Kyler just so enticed by that ball up high. But as a big guy, you know you got to lay off when you're 90 feet from the other basket.
Yeah, absolutely.
Into the game, we have Mel Bremhorst for Devin Kyler.
Yeah, that was her third foul.
Devin Kyler, such an important rebounder for this team, as we said, leading the team by a large margin in the total rebounds category. She will be missed as she has to sit now with foul trouble. Ball on the ground, Bremhorst fights for it. Chantel Meacham now taking it up. Over to McDaniels, pumps, drives to her right, can't find much. Kicks to Meacham, she's wide open and hits the three, rattles in a bit, but she will take it after going cold for quite a bit. She's got 14 points in this game now.
Yeah, 4 of 8 from 3. So she keeps creeping to that record. Now only 8 away from the all-time leading three-point record. Yeah, it's just great to see her knocking down shots. She's such an important weapon for this Wheaton team. She really spreads the floor because whoever's guarding Chantel on the other team knows she can't help much off of her.
Yeah, and if there's ever a time for Lindsay Schultz to get her team's mind ready, I think it's right now. I know it's only the third quarter, but it is a 20-point deficit that they're facing. So they're going to want to look to turn it around right here. You talk to your star players like Brittany Wald, who is sitting right now, but I'm sure she'll be back in the game soon, averaging 15.5 a game. As you see, she's checking to the scorer's table now. Thank you for pointing that out. Now the ball over to Steffen, trying to find something. This Carroll team runs a lot of motion, but they don't ever seem to find much separation. What do you think they should do to get more open, Caleb?
They just need to do a better job of getting into the defender and creating space. They're just allowing Wheaton just to hound them off the ball. Also, creating back cuts would be a great way to ease the pressure that Wheaton's defense is bringing in.
Great little back cut by Katie McDaniels. That's something that she's known for, throwing it up with that left-handed floater. Here comes Wald, trying to drive to her left, but stopped in her tracks by Meacham. Steffen on the wing again, trying to find someone to pass to, finds Lund. Wald just holding the ball, taking it into the lane. We've got a foul call.
Ooh, I don't know about that. I might even call the travel, but.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It looked like she took an extra step. Nonetheless, she will take 2 free throws here. Unable to hit the first. Into the game for the Pioneers, we have number 3, Katie Anthony, replacing number 32, Molly Steffen. Wald able to hit the second free throw. Katie McDaniels bringing the ball up the floor now. Over to Meacham. Ellie Zeller wanted to pass to McDaniels but couldn't. Gets it down to Bremhorst. Now out to Zeller. Thinks about the shot. Has the drive and hits.
Strong move to the basket by Zeller. Ripping through to her right. Finishing little floater.
What a shot by Wald. That's the reason she's averaging 15.5 right there. Fading to her left. Fantastic shot from her. We've seen the Thunder do a lot of pump fakes for their side. Whenever they get the ball on a catch, it's almost like Madsen has told them they need to do a pump fake as McDaniels takes this 3, hits back iron, comes out. Brittany Wald is on the ground again. Good to see her back in the game after going down initially.
Yeah, even though she missed that shot, that was a great pass by Mel out to Katie McDaniels. A good inside-out play. And with that foul, both teams are in the bonus for the rest of the quarter.
Into the game, we see Maggie Dansdale for Chantel Meacham. Dansdale dealing with a little bit of foul trouble in this game. Ball over to Klein. Now to Wald. Wald being hounded by Maggie Dansdale. Can't find anywhere to go. Now Lund kicks out to Hartle. And it's long. Dansdale with the rebound. McDaniels brings it up.
Great defensive possession there by Wheaton, forcing the tough three at the end of the shot clock, then boxing it out and finishing the possession with the rebound.
Well, McDaniels had Myroth wide open, gets it down to her, goes to her right, but that's where the defense was. She is stopped. Here comes Wald on a jab step, gets it down to Lund. Finds Anthony, passes to Klein, over to Wald. Wheaton's defense is able to reset. Hartle wants a screen from Anthony, takes it left, over to Wald, one-on-one, but just short. Not the shot you're looking for if you're Carroll University there.
No, two great defensive possessions in a row for Wheaton, and a great cut by McDaniels there. Ooh. I don't know, we'll see on this replay if she was set and outside the circle. She's outside, yeah, I mean, I see that call. It was a great play to slide over and help side off the McDaniels curl cut, take that charge.
Polzine now into the game for Carroll University. But yeah, I see what you're saying there, but it did look like the hit was a little more toward the face, nothing malicious, as the foul is called there on Bremhorst. Nothing malicious, but at the same time, sure seemed like she was a little high on that hit. As you see Bremhorst again, just getting her arms a little too far forward.
And Lund's did a pretty good job this game of establishing that post position. She's drawn a lot of fouls on Bremhorst and Kyler down low.
Into the game, Chantel Meacham for Katie McDaniels with this 20-point lead. Be interesting to see if Katie McDaniels comes back to this game. Lund hits the second free throw. $19-point lead for the Wheaton Thunder. Under 2 minutes in this third quarter now. Myroth passes over to Meacham. Dansdale has a free throw line jumper. He's hit that before. Zeller with the rebound over to Myroth. Likes her right side. And it's a bit short, but fought for by Zeller. Dansdale. Saw Ellie Zeller, proven three-point shooter over here, calling for the ball. Dansdale was fouled before she could get it to her.
Yeah, Ellie Zeller is a very talented player. She's one of the best scorers in Wheaton College history, along with Katie McDaniels, but she also brings a lot of grit, as you saw in the offensive rebound, not giving up on the play, continuing to fight for the ball and getting an extra possession.
Molly Steffen comes in for Brittany Wald for the Pioneers, and out for Wheaton is Myroth. Into the game is Kelly Lawson. It's amazing that you say Ellie Zeller is one of the best scorers in Wheaton College history when we know that she missed most of last year with an injury. Comes Molly Steffen with the ball. Gets it up top to Lund, over to Polzine. Looking for an open player. Passes to Hartle on the back cut, takes it into Bremhorst. A wild shot. Rebounded by Lawson. Chantel Meacham bringing the ball up. Bremhorst with a baseline jumper. No good. Fought for by the Pioneers, and Hartle will bring it up. Under a minute in this third quarter. Stolen by Maggie Dansdale. Off of Molly Steffen. She's got one to beat. Passes to Zeller. Maggie Dansdale rebounds. Kicks out to Bremhorst wide open. Finds Meacham wide open. And she will airball it through the net.
Once again, Ellie Zeller getting another possession for Wheaton.
Offensive rebounds all over the place. Finally stopped by Klein with 15 seconds left in this quarter. And we just did see Brittany Wald go out of the game, and that was her 4th foul of the game. 8 seconds left in this quarter. Molly Steffen drives into the body of Bremhorst, gets the rebound. She will throw a half-hearted shot toward the end of the court. And that's the end of the 3rd quarter. Wheaton College up 53. The Pioneers have 33.
Yeah, Wheaton had a really revamped defensive effort there, only allowing 9 points that quarter. They did a much better job of making Carroll uncomfortable once again and not giving them easy shots and turning the ball over. That's always a recipe for good defense, is tough shots and turnovers. And they really displayed that there in that quarter.
When you see Maggie Dansdale again doing what she does, getting those boards, getting to the rim. She's got 9 points on the game, 6 rebounds. Other high scorers for the Thunder. Meacham has 14. Katie McDaniels has 11. And for Carroll University, you see Coker with 9 points, who we haven't seen much in that 3rd quarter really at all.
Yeah, I mean, she had 9 points at halftime, so Wheaton did a good job adjusting to Coker and limiting her to, well, blanking her to 0 points that quarter.
It certainly did seem like the defense was tightened up from that 2nd to the 3rd quarter by the Wheaton Thunder, as Hartle has it now. Klein passing around the outside. Here's Lund. Finds Anthony driving to her left, and another wild shot. Kelly Thornton slows it down, gets it to Bremhorst, over to Lawson. Now to Thornton again, out to McDaniels. Daniels finds Meacham in the corner. That's a spot she likes, and she hits that 3. 17 points on the game so far. She is having herself a day.
Yeah, 5 threes. She caught fire this game.
Ball over to Anthony. Now inside to Lund was the intention, but unable to find her.
Yeah, Meacham, she hasn't been shooting crazy good this year, so it's great to see her, as I've said, catch fire in this game. Hopefully this hot shooting leads to more in the future.
Into the game we saw Coker. Now McDaniels sizing up Hartle a bit, goes to her left, kicks out to Lawson, who will fire a 3. Can't get it. Coker has the rebound. 8.5 minutes left in the game. Coker will fancy a 3. Couldn't quite hit it. Lund with a nice save, but her foot was on the line. We're going the Thunder way.
Yeah, and as the PA announcer just said, Chantel now is over 200 career 3-pointers. She is chasing down the record of 208s, I believe.
3-pointer shot by Polzine, back iron, no good. Rebound by Kelly Thornton. Ball taken up by McDaniel. She got all kinds of space, kicks to Kelly Thornton, makes a nice jab step right, takes it left, and it's good.
That was a great jab step to the right to clear up the left-handed layup. Impressive move by Kelly, who we've seen to be mostly a 3-point shooter, but she shows she's more than that.
Polzine looking for something on the sideline. Got another 5-second call. Another turnover for the Pioneers.
Yeah, that's 20 turnovers for the Pioneers so far this game. It's not going to cut it against Wheaton.
Out of the game, Anthony and Hartle. Into the game, Wald and Klein for Carroll University. Daniels takes it right. This time we see a block on Lund. Looked to me on that first time that she was more in position than the last play.
Yeah, the block charge call is so hard. It's probably the hardest call in basketball, let alone sports, because it's just so fast. And there's so much to look at to see if she's outside the circle, if she's in position, if she's straight up. So yeah, it's a difficult call, and sometimes just leaves you wondering what's a charge and what's a block.
McDaniels hits both free throws, but free throw shooting has been an issue for both sides. Just 56% for the Thunder and 53% for the Pioneers so far in this game. A lot of points left on the board. Lund tries to take it on Berg, but a great block, just that reach. Lund tried to get the ball away from her, but a great reach by her. Now they're gonna feed her. Not quite the pass Berg was looking for with that seal. Needed a further pass from Meacham. Kick out to Polzin. She'll fire a three. Couldn't quite get it. And Berg glides over for that rebound. Kelly Lawson taking it into the body of Lund. Stops, kicks to Thornton in the other corner. And it's long. We've got a jump ball now. It'll stay Wheaton's side.
Yeah, Wheaton's done a great job of getting those extra possessions. They have 16 offensive rebounds in comparison to Carroll's 2. The rebounding battle combined with turnovers really makes it, describes this game.
Chantel Meacham hits another three for Chantel Meacham. That's 20 points. That's her season high.
Wow, she's on fire. 6 of 11 from 3, 54.5%.
There's not a lot of times in a game where you'll get to take 11 threes, let alone make 6 of them, and we've got a foul on the floor. Just see Klein taking it into the lane and Dansdale on a reach. But they called Thornton on it, so Thornton will come out of the game with 2 fouls. Ball to be thrown in by Wald. Klein now has it. Wald getting in the lane, likes that jump shot. No good. Rebound by number 25 of the Thunder just into the game, Erica Van Duzen. She came in for Dansdale. McDaniels to that left side.
That's her signature.
It's been her bread and
crossover
butter.
to the left. Yep, she's great at that move.
And it's so tough because as a defender, you're saying, which way do I split her as Klein takes it in and is fouled by Jill Berg? You're saying, which way do I split her? Do I let her go left or do I split her to the right? That's why she's such a dynamic player.
Yeah, she's almost impossible to stay in front of, which I've harped on for years, has just caused so much pressure on the defense when she's driving in there, and she's a great passer too. So yeah, I mean, it's tough to stop if you can't keep her in front of you.
Coker missed that first shot. She hits the second one.
Yeah, Abby Dorman in the game, the senior. It's always great to see her getting minutes. She's invested a lot into this program.
Devin Kyler puts in that shot. Yeah, you're completely right about that. And every time she gets into the game, she seems to do something. She had 8 points against Blackburn earlier this year. Coker could not finish that shot. Now it's Dorman bringing the ball up the floor. Over to Meacham. Over to Van Duzen. And picked off by Polzin, bringing it the other way. Van Duzen takes it away. Finds Kyler. Van Duzen will take it up. Strong with the left hand, but no good. She'll go to the line.
Van Duzen with some great minutes. It's a good give and go here, and a strong attack leads to the foul. Van Duzen with 2 rebounds, an assist, and now she's at the line and only one minute played, so she's making her presence felt.
Van Dusen just 1 of 2 from the line on the year. Into the game for the Wheaton Thunder, we see Jacqueline Sanjul taking out Kelly Lawson. My guess is we'll see McDaniels, Lawson, Dansdale, a lot of those players sitting the rest of this one up by 33. And this is the first one. Van Dusen off to the right, finds Lund, and Wald will bring the ball up the floor.
It can be difficult in that situation to come off the bench the whole game and then shoot free throws. You're kind of not warmed up, but you got to deal with it.
Lund makes a pass to the outside. It's Molly Steffen for 3. Hartle will get the board. Wald hounded by Van Dusen, stolen, then taken back by Lund, who takes it straight up. Kyler with the rebound, and things settle down. Up to Van Dusen now, over to Dorman, and she hits the layup. Like you said, so good to see a player like Abby Dorman succeeding after putting so much time into this team over the last 4 years and contributing in this game.
It's tough to stick it out when you're not getting a lot of playing time. Not a lot of people do it, so credit to her for sticking with this team, coming to practice every day for the last 4 years, knowing that she won't get a lot of quality minutes. So yeah, it's great to see her succeeding. And quick update from North Park. North Park has its lead trimmed down to 4 points. They're leading 80-76 over the Wheaton men's team. So a great comeback from the guys. We'll see if they can complete the comeback and pull out a victory against a very good North Park team.
And we'll keep you posted on that game as the Thunder women have a 35-point lead in this game. We'll keep a close eye on that one for you. The Thunder are ready to come back out. And Schultz has her Pioneers coming out to the floor. The Pioneer basketball as we replay with 3:56 left in this 4th quarter.
Right now, Wheaton has 4 freshmen and then Abby, the senior. So you get a little bit of taste of the future here with this squad the next 4 minutes.
It's interesting you say that a bit too, because this Wheaton side, as Polzine hits a 3, has been using players like Zeller and McDaniels and Meacham since their freshman or sophomore years. They've really been able to grow up together. Hopefully they'll be able to help the younger players like Van Dusen and Sanjul to grow up to play the same way they do. Dorman coming around, leading this young squad. Ortliff for 3, no good. And it's gonna stay after a tussle with the Thunder. Van Dusen passes to Dorman. Gets it to Ortlipp. Over to Sanjul, now to Van Dusen for 3, and she'll hit it.
Wow. Van Dusen hits a 3.
And what's so great about this Thunder team is that you see this second unit come in, and they're still running the same exact offense. Those plays are so built into what they do as Lund travels that you can tell Coach Madsen has them working on those plays day after day after day with every single player, so that when they have opportunities like this, they're really running the same exact offense that the first team does.
Exactly. And Wheaton's going to take a quick timeout here, 32nd. Yeah, it's what I also like is, you know, obviously the depth. They have a lot of players who can play, and they can all shoot, really. I mean, from 1 to 5, almost every time you go out on the court, all 5 positions can shoot the 3. And that's a tough thing to guard. And I know Wheaton will want to use that as they go into the tournament. Just such a benefit to have so many players who can shoot and so many players who can score. For example, Kelly Lawson's the second leading scorer on this team, but she only has 4 points tonight. But then you get Chantel Meacham, who has 20, who's only been averaging about 7 points. So it's just everyone can go off any given game, which is a dangerous thing to have on any team.
Yeah, and you talk about 6-footers being able to hit threes, how valuable that is. Players like Devin Kyler. Sanjul drives in, kicks it to Dorman, who will take it up, and she's fouled.
Good step-through move there to split the defenders and draw the foul. It's an aggressive play. When you attack the basket like that, a lot of times you'll get the benefit of the doubt with contact.
First free throw a bit off. Second free throw is good for Abby Dorman. Wheaton playing North Park. The men are. 2.5 minutes left in that game. North Park up 82-76. Also a close game going on as Brittany Wald is able to hit. And that's definitely her favorite shot. We've seen her do that about 4 times today. Ortlip taking it up on the left is stopped by Klein. Sanjul trying to find some room. Goes cross court to Dorman. He finds Sanjul again. Ortlip with 5 seconds on the shot clock. Needs to put one up, doesn't. Now Wald is going the opposite way, all by herself.
It looked like a travel to me before the foul. We'll see on the replay.
Yeah, we have seen her do that before, where she does the jump step and then takes another step, which is usually a travel.
Yeah, that's a travel.
But she is at the free throw line again, trying to add to her stats today. First one is missed. 2:15 left for the Wheaton men in the game, still down 76-82. Minute and a half left in our game as Wald hits that shot. You hear Coach Madsen yell a play. The man never stops coaching, up 33 points, realizes this is a huge moment for his younger players to grow.
Yeah, I really appreciate that about a coach that continues to coach with the same intensity regardless of who's on the court and no matter what the situation is. Yeah, you recognize that these are valuable minutes for your freshmen and young players to get an experience of what CCIW basketball is like. I know you're up 33 points here, but regardless, this is a game in January that, you know, it's an important game.
Ortlip called on the travel, and Hartle's back into the game. Gets the ball over to Wald. Now Lund pulls Zine on the three-point arc. Over to Wald. She'll fire a three and hits. Wald a little too little too late, but she's coming on now, and we're seeing how well she can play, averaging 15.5 a game. Ball over to Van Duzen. She'll shoot. No good. Rebounded by Klein. Over to Wald. 30 seconds left in this game. Van Duzen steals from Wald.
And that should be it. Yep.
Ortlip might not have known how much time was left, so she took an open shot, but they could have held it, and now probably watch Hartle and the rest of the Pioneers try to run something. And that'll do it for the Wheaton Thunder. They win 73-43 at the end of this game. And it was a game that was definitely close at halftime. Wheaton certainly pulled away. Must have been something in that halftime speech that got them a little inspired coming off a close loss. they found themselves winning the game at the end.
Yeah, it's great to get back in the winning column for Wheaton. They're a little lackadaisical in the second quarter, but they really responded with a great defensive effort there in the second half, forcing Carroll to take a lot of tough shots and limiting them to just 14 field goals made during this game. So great defensive effort by Wheaton.
No doubt about it. And you see 19 bench points for the Thunder, actually a little lower than I expected. But we see them rotate players in all the time, doing what they do best, able to get deep into the game, deep into their bench. And that was the storyline on the other side. The Pioneers really weren't able to get anything at all. They had no points from their bench, only 3 players on their bench in general. So just really tough when you only carry 8 players on the road.
Yeah, looking forward to the future. Wheaton plays next on Saturday at home against Milliken at 5 p.m. Then they play at North Park, and then at home against Carthage. So hopefully they can continue that this winning streak with some games against teams towards the bottom of the conference.
And I believe that will be you and I calling that game. So we'll bring that game to you on Saturday. Thank you for joining us here now. And for Caleb Springer, I'm Andrew Pitkin. Thank you for joining us.